Hello everyone, this is Venugopal. Today in this video, we'll see the string comparison in Java using the following methods. The first one is comparison operator, that is also called as double equal. Second one is the equals method, and the third one is compareTo method. So we'll start with the Eclipse to understand the concept. So let us create one class under the package of com.string programs, and I'll give the name as string comparison. I'll include the main method. Let us discuss two strings. We require two strings for comparison. S1 equals to new string. I'll declare one string here. Venu. And the same string, but this time the reference variable is different. Then we'll try to print the comparison, that is S1 equal to S2. Now this program is for what? Comparing two strings using comparison operator. Now, so whenever we declare the two strings by using the new keyword, already we learned in my previous video, what happened exactly? Try to understand here. Whenever I'm taking S1 equals to new string, and the string is Venu, and second one string S2 equals to new string, again the same name. Okay, and then we are trying to compare, that is S1 equal to S2. So already we learned that whenever we are creating an object of string by using the new operator, then in the memory, it will create the memory object for that particular string. For example, how many objects here we are creating? Two objects. So it will create two objects for this particular S1 and S2. So one is S1, another is S2. Now both the objects are pointing separate objects, not for the same object. And both these objects contain, though it contain the text same, but there are two reference variable. So whenever we are trying to compare by using this S1 equal to S2, it always, this operator will compare between whether these two reference variable are pointing to the same object or not. So comparison operator is always compare the two reference variable. Reference variable means you can say objects of reference variables or objects. Okay, if both the reference variable points to same object, then it returns what? It returns true, or it returns false. Now you observe here, right? S1 is one reference variable and S2 is another reference variable. Both are pointing to the different objects. So now the result will be what? False. So let us execute the program. If I'll execute this, right click, run as Java application. Now you can find here the result is false. So always remember, this equal to operator will compare between two reference variable. If the two reference variable pointing to the same object, then it will returns true. If it is not, then it returns false. Now here S1 and S2 are pointing to the two different objects. That is the reason why it is returning what? It is returning false. Now we'll see one more method. that is by using the equals method. Same line I'll print by using equals method. This equals method is basically, this method is of object class. So whenever this string is using this equals method means what? We are trying to overriding that equals method of the object class into our class. So if I'll print the same line, but this time I'll use the method s1 dot equals s2. Now this equals method is basically belongs to the object class. The superclass of every class is what? It's an object class. So whenever I'm using this s1 dot equals, now what we are trying to do, we are overriding this equals method of the object class. Now this equals method is not the method of object class. Now this will become the method of s1, that is this string class. Now this equal method always compare, equals method will always, whenever we are trying to compare the two strings by using the equals method, it will always compare the contents of the object, not the reference of the variable. Contents of the object. Contents of the object means what? Now is s1 is one reference variable, s2 is another reference variable. Both are pointing to the different object, but what it will do, this equals method always compare the contents of the object. So if you carefully see the contents of both the objects, if they are same, then it will return true. If they are different, it will return false. Okay, so let us print and verify our output. If I'll execute this one, now here we have already seen, right? This equal to, this double equal operator always return what? False. But this equals method always compare the content of this object. If the contents are same, then it will print a true. Okay, so let us run as this application. You will get the first one is by using this equal operator, that is double equal operator, and the second one is by using a equals method. Okay, so if you want to see the equals method which is belongs to object or not, just go to the command prompt. Using java p command, you can say this object class belongs to java.lang package, java.lang.object class. If you observe here, you will find that equals method, this one. This is the equals method, belongs to the object class, and it returns what? It returns always Boolean. That is the reason why you're getting the output in the form of what? True or false. So here you're getting the value what? True. So that is a basic difference between, this is very important as far as we are dealing with the strings. The operator that is called as a comparison operator, sometimes it is called as a double equal operator, and the equals method, right? So whenever you are using this double equal, that is a comparison operator, it always compares the reference variable. That means if both the reference variable is pointing to the same object, then it will return a true. If they are pointing to the different object, then it will return a false. But not in this case. But the equals method, what it will do, it will compare the contents of both the object. If the contents are same, it will return a true. If the contents are different, it will return a false. Suppose let us change the contents here. Instead of this, I'll take Venugopal, for example. So S1 now S2. Obviously, this comparison operator returns what? Both are the different objects. So similarly, you are getting the output false here also. But if you come to the equals method will compare what? Two objects contents. The two objects contents are different. So here instead of true, you will get a false. Now see, both the outputs are false. Okay. One more thing, equals method, one more method is there. For example, if I'm using here capital Venu. Now, as far as ASCII concern, the ASCII value of this capital letters and the ASCII value of these are different. Okay, but the equals method, if I'm trying to compare these two strings by using the equals method, here also this one and this one will be treated as a different values. Okay, so it's not going to return true this time. If I'll execute, run as Java application, you will get again false. So sometimes we don't want to compare with the help of like I want to ignore this particular case. So there is one method in Java for the equals method that is called as s1 dot equals ignore case. Equals ignore case. This time this is giving what? False. Now observe here, it will ignore the case, capital letters or small. It will only check whether the alphabets are same or not. If it is same, then it will return a true. One more method for comparison. See, 2 times false, and this third one is it's giving a true by ignoring the case. That return what? True. Okay, so then after that we'll have one more method that is called as a compareTo method. So compareTo method, how it is work exactly, that we will check here. compareTo is the method. compareTo is the method. It will return, for example, if string 1 is greater than string 2. If it is greater than string 1 is greater than string 2, it always give the positive value. It always give positive value. It returns integer value. Okay. compareTo method's return type is what? Int. So it returns integer value despite of this equals method. Equals method will return what? True or false. If string 1 is less than string 2, then it will return negative value. The difference. Okay. But if the string 1 and string 2 are equal, then it returns 0. So let us check practically in the program. I'll copy this, Control C, Control V, and instead of this S1 dot equal, what I'll do? S1 dot compareTo S2. Now you check it out. If I'll take this as the same, because here if I'll take, it will not going to ignore that case right now, okay? Because V is a capital letter, the ASCII value will be different, and V small v is the ASCII value will be the different. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take as it is. That means the two strings are now equal. So it is going to return what? It's going to return 0 value. Okay, if I'll execute this Java application, you're getting the 0 value. Why? Because this S1 and S2 are both are same. Suppose if I'll increase, suppose this time I'll take like V is a capital and V is a small here. If I'll execute, you'll get the difference. If it is small, then you'll get a negative. If it is greater, you will get a positive. It is small, then it's giving the difference of that V and V ASCII value. Okay, suppose this is small and this is capital. Now you will get the different output, positive one, because this is greater than this S1 is greater than S2. So you will get a positive value. If equal, you will get a 0 value. Okay, so this is all about the comparison of strings by using a double equal. Then we have used the equals method. After that, we have used the other method that is called as a equals ignore case. This is method, and the last one is what? compareTo method. compareTo method. Same you can apply for the StringBuffer classes as well. Okay, but in the string buffer class, if you are using the equals method, that is not going to override your equals method of the object class. So it always going to the comparison of what? A reference variable only. For example, if I'll declare this as a string buffer, I'm making changes here only. String buffer. String buffer and string buffer. Okay, for string buffer, the operator comparison with the help of this operator will be same, but for the there is no method for this one equals method for the object one, so I'm deleting that. And suppose here I'm trying to compare now s1 and s2. Okay, so initially it was giving the false as it is comparing what equals method always the contents of the string, but here if you check with the equals method of the string buffer, it is not going to override your equals method of the object class. Okay, so that is the reason why the equals method of the string buffer will always give the comparison of reference variable. That means what? If these both the reference variables are pointing to the same object, then it will give a true value. If it is not, then it will give a false value. It exactly work as same as a comparison operator. If I'll execute this one, you will get see false. Earlier for string, the equals method is showing what? True. But for string buffer, it is giving what? False. That means what? It is exactly working as like a double equal operator. So that's it for this video. We'll come up with for some more videos. Till then, bye bye. Thanks for watching.